Hey guys, welcome to the Josh and Tamra Show.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Tamra.
Thanks for joining us.
We have a really special guest today, Eddie Pepitone.
Yeah,
oh
we
my God.
always say we have a special guest, but this is a special evening. He is known as the Bitter Buddha. He's one of the funniest stand-up comedians in the world working today. And if you haven't seen the show yet on Amazon, it is called For the Masses. You must go see it, and it truly is for the masses.
And you know what? In times like these, you need a laugh. Go watch it because it's the best thing I've seen in a long time.
So don't you guys go anywhere. You're watching the Josh and Tamra Show. Our guest tonight is known as the Bitter Buddha, comedian Eddie Pepitone. He's a master of the dark art of comedy. He's hailed as a modern-day cross between Jackie Gleason, Don Rickles, and Eckhart Tolle. You can probably remember him from his appearances on Late Night with Conan O'Brien. He's also been on numerous TV shows, including The Life and Times of Tim, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, The Sarah Silverman Program, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Last Comic Standing, Chappelle's Show, Bob's Burgers, and a million other things. Please welcome to Speed Interview, Eddie Pepitone.
Hey, you guys.
Hi, Eddie. Thanks for joining us for Speed Interview.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm excited.
Good. So Speed Interview is very simple. We're going to ask you a series of questions. You're going to answer them as quickly as you can. After every answer, you will hear this.
A bell.
And we'll move on to the next question. Are you ready, Eddie?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, first question. Here
Question
we go.
number one. What was the inspiration?
That's my question.
That's mine.
No, I circled it.
Fine,
You have the
Sarah.
wrong script.
Go ahead, Sarah.
God
And
damn it.
Shoot.
No, we're professionals. We got this. Ready?
Don't fight. It reminds me of my family. Go ahead.
Okay, all right, no fight. We just wanted you to feel at home.
Okay, go, Sarah.
Okay, question number one. What was the inspiration to create and produce your podcast, Pep Talk Live from the Bunker?
Well, I thought From the Bunker would be a good idea during the pandemic because, like, we're bunkering down. And my original idea was it would be like I'm here in the bunker and things are going bad. The COVID is spreading. But now that it's really happening, it feels real, you know. So that was the original inspiration for it, was a pandemic.
Good answer. Correct.
Okay, so who first called you the Bitter Buddha and why?
Good question.
Oh, you're gonna love this because I think you know him, Sean Conroy
Oh, yeah.
of Mr. Pickles fame and UCB fame.
Yeah.
Sean, I told him I meditated. Sean knows me very well, and I told him I started meditating,
Yeah.
and he just kind of laughed, and then he said the Bitter Buddha because I had a tendency to be a little angry.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Next question.
Oh, I got it right.
Yes, you got it right. What was your yearbook quote from high school? Did you have one?
You know what's hilarious about that is that I really never took part in like high school stuff. Like I graduated, but I didn't get anybody to sign my yearbook. It was Brooklyn Tech. I hated being in Brooklyn Tech because it was all calculus and science, and I was a theater guy. I'd be dancing in the halls, you know, going, I'm not going to science. You know what I mean? I needed to be in that fame school, but instead I'm like measuring out things in chemistry lab. So no quotes in the yearbook.
No quote. Correct. Next question.
Tell me about your morning routine, Eddie.
Oh, interesting. Morning routine.
Oh, I get up and I take off my CPAP mask and I just go, not another day, please. Why am I awake? No, and then I get up. I get up at like 8 a.m. I go downstairs and I have both my doggies with me, and I just pet them, and I'm crying softly because I don't want to wake anybody. You know, I don't want to wake my wife, and I'm just crying with the dogs, just going, please tell me it's going to be okay. And then I have coffee and I feel a little better and I start reading all the horrible news.
What's it feel like to be known around the world as a alt comic superstar?
Well, it's you know, a comic's comic, right? That kind of thing. Yeah.
That's a big deal.
The great Mark Maron said, when you're tagged with the label comics comic, that means you're not successful.
In some circles. Correct. Okay, next
So
question.
if there was no more pandemic, and it was safe to travel, where would you go?
Oh, interesting. Anywhere?
Oh, yeah, really. I think on my bucket list is Italy, you know.
Yep.
I want to do Italy. I want to go back to England with my wife. We love England. So yeah, I guess there.
Sir, next question. What's your favorite type of sandwich?
Favorite type? Well, you know, I'm vegan. So recently I've had tofurkey with vegan salami, organic tomatoes, organic greens. By the way, this segment puts a lot of pressure on people. Okay? You should know that.
Get it together. I thought you were just going to say pastrami.
Okay, next
next
question.
question.
Okay, what is the craziest thing that happened to you on the road while touring on your stand-up?
Oh, yeah, road stories.
The craziest thing, the craziest thing that happened to me on the road, I think, was performing in a place called The Egg in Albany. Do you know about this?
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, Albany is a town that you shouldn't visit. It has a decaying kind of feel to it. Yeah. William Kennedy wrote the novel Ironweed. Do you know Ironweed? It was made into a.
No.
It was about the Great Depression, bleak movie. But anyway, you walk in Albany, it's just kind of bleak, and the audience hated me. The audience at The Egg hated me, and I just started doing egg jokes like, "Oh, yeah, you people are all about eggs, right? Scrambled, sunny side," and it just, I didn't know enough about eggs to get them.
So you live in LA. Do you have a guru?
Good question.
My gurus are all online now. YouTube. I love Eckhart Tolle. I love Ram Dass. I listen to Ram Dass, Eckhart Tolle, and those guys.
Love them. Nice, good answer.
Okay,
Tamra.
so your new comedy special for the masses currently is showing on Amazon, and it's amazing. We saw it. I told a million people about it. I tagged you and posted you on my Instagram story. It was amazing. How do you go about preparing the materials for a show like that?
Well, you know what it is?
Especially.
Yeah, big show. It's like I perform so much. Like I was performing, like the way you do is just really perform your ass off. Like I did 5-6 nights a week. I was working in the Comedy Store, the Improv, and then I'd go on the road. And the key is to like organize the material. It's like about organization. Like I just have, like I'm kind of all over the place too. So it was about organizing it all into kind of thematic topics. I had a little cork board where I had, all of those things. And then I would get it into, and then I would kind of get it into an order. And then I would practice the hour at a couple of different places.
The old cork board trick. Correct.
That's awesome.
Tell me one thing I don't know about you.
Oh, good one.
Oh, okay. One thing, I love hockey.
Wow. I'm sorry.
I am a hockey freak.
Hockey
freak.
Hockey.
What do you think?
What do you think I said?
Hockey?
I thought you said like hockey, like a loogie. You like hockey, the loogie. I was like, that's a weird thing. But I didn't know. Hockey. Oh, hockey.
Sarah, the sport.
Cool, good for you. Okay, ring the bell. Next question.
Okay. Oh my God. On the Amazon website, it describes you as, I quote, a self-deprecating rage machine. Is that really you, or is that like a persona?
Yeah, what's up with that?
What's up with that?
Oh, yeah, that really isn't. I mean, I'm very self-deprecating, but that, on stage, I'm like, I have that persona of big and loud and all that, but off the stage, I'm like, how are you?
No, he's like a pussycat. I love it.
Okay,
ring the bell. Next question. Wait. Oh, what do you consider your big break?
I think, you know what, in my life, my big break felt like I was waiting tables, and I got a call from the Conan O'Brien show out of the blue. And, I was waiting tables. I was doing a lot of sketch comedy in Manhattan at the time. I was part of a group, 3 guys that me and 2 other guys founded, and we were performing all over. And I got this call. I was waiting tables, a job I absolutely hated. I'd be the waiter who comes up to the table with stains on his shirt. I got fired from a lot of restaurants. But anyway, I got a call. And the Conan O'Brien show wanted me to do like a monologue. It was like not only being part of the sketch, but it was like me, just me, live with the audience doing this monologue about Life cereal, about how I should have been on the cover of Life, except they gave it to this kid, Mikey, and it should have been me, but I was grounded that week. And Andy Blitz wrote it for me.
Andy.
Oh, crazy. Next question.
Correct. Your turn.
No, number 14 is your question.
Okay, Bridget. Who's more annoying, baristas in LA or bar hopping kids in New York?
All right.
Ooh, I would have to say any kids who are bar hopping are disgusting to me, you know. Baristas in LA. What, by the way, do you know barista is an Italian word that means there is no manufacturing base in your country anymore? So we're going to give you this title to make you feel like you have an actual job.
Yeah.
You know, so I would have to say bar hopping kids.
Okay. That's a good answer.
Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead. Follow-up question. What does Conan O'Brien smell like?
He smells like success. Do you know what that smells like? I hadn't smelled that before, but he smells a little like success with a hint of grandiosity.
That's correct. That's correct. So who inspires you the most?
Oh, that's a good question. Who inspires me the most? I'd have to say right now, it might be Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Good answer. Ring the bell.
Oh.
Follow-up question. In this mad, crazy world that we live in, what do you do every day to keep yourself from going crazy?
That's a good one. I would have to say it's going to the park with my wife and 2 dogs, and we read P.G. Wodehouse novels with the 2 dogs around us, and we read. I don't know if you've ever read these novels, The Blandings, Jeeves and Wooster. It really, really just sweet, funny stuff. Very sweet, you know, no cynicism.
I'm gonna have to look that
That's
up.
awesome. That's awesome.
I gotta read a
Name
book.
3 things that make you happy.
Oh, 3 things. I know what he's gonna say. Go ahead.
Doggies.
Yep, doggies.
Doggies. Oh, morning coffee.
Good.
And let's see. And the TV show Monk.
Wow, good answer.
I love Tony Shalhoub.
I love me the Shalhoub.
He's the best.
What's your dream gig? Have you had it? And if not, what's your dream gig?
I haven't had my dream gig yet. I've been pitching shows. You know, I've pitched shows with a couple of people that center around me, which is what I love. I love when things center around me. And it would be just kind of a vehicle for my insanity, and basically a cable, like a cool cable station like HBO or, you know, FX or something, where the show is about the insanity of the world and the insanity of me in it.
When that happens, I will be the head of your fan club.
Yeah.
Ring the bell. Okay. What's your favorite thing to scream into the void?
Into the abyss.
My favorite thing to scream into the abyss, I think, would be, why me? Why me?
That's correct. Ring the bell. And finally, what's your favorite curse word?
Ooh, my favorite curse word, motherfucker.
Wow, motherfucker! Congratulations, you've won the speed interview! Congratulations, good job, buddy.
That feels good. That feels really good.
Hung in there. You did it really nice. Congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
This is Monkey News Source with Tamra and Gordon. And now, Gordon Goodall.
Gordon Goodall here with his Monkey News Source exclusive. Welcome to another episode of The State of Our Union, where we discuss the pressing issues that we all are dealing with every day. And joining me today is the always talented, handsome, and daring comic. You wanted the best. You got the best. Please welcome to the show, Eddie Pepitone. Eddie, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Gordon. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
With so much going on in the world, let's get started with the big stuff. I guess, the most obvious question is, can you fucking believe this shit?
You know what? At this
seriously.
point, I know. At this point, it is really bad. A friend of mine had a joke, which was, a friend of mine, John Telfer, said, Poland is now making American jokes. Because we are such an incompetent, we're such an incompetent, we have handled the virus so incompetently, and it's destroying the economy. And it's scary. It's raging. Where I am in LA, the cases keep going up, and there's no leadership. There's no plan. Instead, as you well know, Gordon, the idiot in charge is now attacking the head of the CDC, Dr. Fauci, right?
Yeah.
So I don't believe, to answer your question succinctly, I can't fucking believe it at this point.
You would think at this point there'd be enough adults in the room like Fauci who would speak up, do something, but all we're getting is a bunch of, op-eds from different CDC directors or people posting stuff from the New York Times, and they're kind of talking to the same audience, and it's not crossing over to anyone. You would think there'd be like revolt in the streets by now, and there isn't. And why not? Why isn't there?
Well, that's a really good that's a really good point, because I think it will definitely come to that, and there have been major protests. The spark was, of course, the Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd murder, but that's brought a lot of people together on a lot of issues. And one of the big things, and this is very scary, is that, I think I read the stat that 23 million people could face eviction soon because of these rent laws that are now you're going to have to pay the rent. And the fact that they haven't forgiven the rent, I mean, forgiven it, not like, oh, you can pay it in a month or two, but forgiving it is unbelievable. It's basically a system that has been exposed. If there is a silver lining, it's about how broken this system is and how major changes need to happen. And the dysfunctionality of this whole Trump regime is seriously beyond belief. Like, it seriously seems like we're stuck in some kind of horrific episode of the Twilight Zone or something, but it's so broken. It's such a broken country.
I mean, you would think, because in my faith in humanity, I would think that at some point there'd be like for lack of a better term, I don't like the expression, like an aha moment where everybody universally goes, you know what? We are literally all in this together, and we all have personal responsibility. I mean, what's your take on the I'm not going to wear a mask thing? Like,
every time I go out of the house and I see someone without a mask, I have to stop myself from, going, can you put on a fucking mask?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Is like when you see a guy like jogging down the street by himself and wearing a mask, I want to yell at that guy and go, you don't need one right now. When you're walking in the supermarket and you're not wearing one, then it's like, put your fucking mask on. Or I go to the deli, I get a bagel every day, and the guy's got it not on his nose, behind the counter. And then I walk out.
Behind the counter?
He gets upset when I go, you know what? Cancel my order. He goes, why? I go, because you're wearing the mask over your nose.
Good.
I don't want to be the guy to get you fired, but come on.
Wow, they're like that in New York, huh? I can't believe that.
Well, because everyone thinks we got a head start on this thing and we're doing okay now. They killed off 20,000 people and now we're all in the sunshine, but we're not. That's what's going to bring this thing back in November. All right. Enough about that, because I can talk about that shit all day. It makes me fun.
I know.
What do you think's going to go on with the election coming up? Because, Bill Maher started this whole thing where he doesn't think that Trump's going to leave, and it's going to be this whole martial law thing where he's going to bring in the military. He's going to call it a hoax. They got the whole mail-in thing that he's pushing right now. And honestly, I haven't seen Biden anywhere. He's nowhere to be seen. He's sitting in his bunker.
That seems to be the strategy with Biden is
do you think he's the guy for the job? I haven't seen him put two words together without falling into his face.
I do not think Biden is a good candidate at all. I'm pissed at the Democrats. They kneecapped Sanders again. To me, Sanders was, the best candidate for the job. And the DNC, like they kneecapped him and undercut him in 2016. They did it fucking again. And so now we have Biden. And the thing is, Trump has set the bar so low that everybody is like anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, seriously, the reason why anybody has any enthusiasm over Biden, who is just a status quo candidate, is that Trump is Satan's asshole. You know what I mean? It's like Satan's
unreal.
Ass. Yeah.
It's weird.
It's unreal. Yeah.
For about a hot second, after I was done crying and drinking whiskey for like a week straight, when Trump first got elected, I was like, you know what? I'll be a good American. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe this week he'll turn around. And then it was a fucking dumpster fire ever since. And now I'm preparing myself, which is the most ridiculous thing. I'm preparing myself to be okay with another 4 years of this shit.
No.
Because people I talked to a guy today, he's like, he's doing such great things. And I bit my tongue. And I didn't say anything because I typically don't like to talk politics at the fucking grocery store. But
I know, right?
With the clerk at at Target, the cashier at Target wants to talk about it, and I'm like, you know what? All I wanted to say was the guy was name 3 things he's done good.
Yeah, it's you know what's unbelievable? Like you said, why isn't there a revolt? It is unbelievable to me how docile Americans can be. Bootlickers.
Because here's my next question: you think because a new report came out today about social media, and it's saying that most people are spending about. Wait, I want to read the facts. Most people spend 64.5 minutes a day on Facebook, and 48 minutes a day on Instagram, and that the average American spends 5.4 hours a day on their phones, and millennials spend like a little bit more than that, 5.7 hours a day.
Yeah,
I hear you. Is that what's making us all a bunch of zombies and we're not protesting in the streets because we're all sitting on our phones the whole time?
Definitely. There's a great book that actually came out before the internet called Amusing Ourselves to Death by Neil Postman. And that's what we are doing.
And a book is what exactly?
Right. What's that?
A book is what exactly?
Exactly. A book is sentences strung together.
Oh, interesting.
And type, it's in type, and it's But anyway, distracted in a fantasy. When things get really bad, right? When things get really bad, and they've been really bad in this country for a while, and now the pandemic on top of it, people want to go into fantasy.
Yeah, but see, the weird thing about that is that I agree with you fundamentally, but in regard to the social media, like if you watch TikTok, which is a bunch of kids shaking their ass and doing their little dances, when the
people have been telling me to do TikTok.
You should check it out. You'd be great at it. You could do some great lip syncs, maybe get a few memes in there. But the thing is that hashtag Eddie Pepitone all day. And that's your new screen name. When the Black Lives Matter protests started happening, TikTok switched all of a sudden. And it was a vehicle for the millennials to show the protests in the street, show the police brutality. So it was almost like their own version of protesting was through the media, which I thought was great, but it only lasted like 30 seconds.
You're kidding. Are they already done with that?
Yeah, it's done. Now it's back to shaking your ass and singing songs and, videos about,
Yeah.
And a lot of references to pussy on that thing. Let me just pivot a little bit here.
Yeah.
So you have a reputation as, one of your, I guess, monikers as a comedian is the Bitter Buddha. So let's talk spirituality for a second, okay?
Okay.
I'm just kind of curious, and I don't know that much about your spiritual life, but I'm just assuming that the Buddha thing kind of implicates you into a meditative experience, and I know that you've mentioned, I've read a lot of blurbs that you have kind of an Eckhart Tolle kind of background mixed with your interest in comedy and stuff like that. So I guess the question is here, spiritually, do you believe that there is a conflict of interest in someone like yourself seeking worldwide fame and success in entertainment, and at the same time trying to satisfy the ego to have non-attachment?
First of all, I resent that question. All right, I know
you liberal entertainment folks are all the same.
Well, what I try to do is doing comedy right now. For instance, I have that special out called For the Masses, right? And I've gotten so many people contacting me online saying thank you for the laughs. I haven't laughed in so long. So for me, so like a spiritual element of being a comic, I think, is to like feel like you're being of service. Like you're being of service to the world. The job is, or the function of the comic is to lighten people's burden by showing them, even though life is deadly serious, it's not that serious. Like, it's a big paradox. Like, the more we take life really seriously, the heavier we are and the less we enjoy it. And I think that the comic's role is to like lighten everybody up.
In conclusion, the year 2020 marks the 9th anniversary of the war in Syria and the 5th year anniversary of the wars in Yemen. Venezuela very well may become the source of the world's largest and most underfunded refugee crisis. Lethal violence and violent crime is on the rise, affecting growing cities in urbanized world, and the risk of interstate conflicts and geopolitical strife has taken center stage. So my final question is, how do you relax?
I have a squeeze ball.
It's that easy. Sometimes the easiest answers are the simplest things. Eddie Pepitone, thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it. I'm Gordon Goodall, and that's the whole rack of bananas.
Whoa, guys, that was awesome.
I love Eddie. It was such a great time to listen to all the things he had to say. I learned a little bit about some spirituality.
And if you weren't a fan then, you should be a fan now. Please, as a reminder, go check out his amazing special For the Masses on Amazon right now. It's incredible and hilarious.
I'm going to put something right here.
Right. Here's the link. And if you missed any of this tonight's show or any show, tell them what to do, Tamra.
All you have to do is go to youtube.com/TheJoshAndTamraShow and check out this episode if you want to watch it, rewind it, and watch it again. Or any other episode we have on demand right there at your fingertips. Just make sure to subscribe and hit that bell.
And while you're at it, go ahead and comment below. We'd love to know what you think of the show and what you want to see next time on The Josh and Tamra Show. Thanks again for joining us.
Bye, guys.
Bye.